Very good evening. Welcome to this edition of Breeding to Win. It's going to be the last show for 2019. And first up, we'd like to thank you for staying tuned and certainly hope that you've enjoyed some of our new initiatives with G-Fox coming on board, obviously Groom of the Month and our Foal of the Week, generating much interest throughout the year too. But a busy show for us, and once again we'll be highlighting all the fantastic feature race action that took place out at Kenilworth this weekend, racing from the top draw, and also featured the World Sports Betting Fillies Guineas, a great pointer to some of the big Fillies features coming up later on in the year too. But let's go straight into our show for tonight, and it's going to be a great privilege to chat to Rob Scott and just go through some of the highs and lows that Phumelela have faced this current year. And obviously they'll be pretty keen to put 2019 behind him, and we'll find out more a little bit from Rod Scott right now. Well, it's probably safe to say that it's been a roller coaster year for operator Phumelela, and great to have Rob Scott in the studio with me just to go through some of the highs and lows, and obviously a new year just around the corner. And I think possibly you'll be quite eager to start 2020 afresh and get going, because I think it's fair to say it has been quite a roller coaster year for the guys at Phumelela.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year, let's put it that way. But I think sometimes you have to go through tough times to move forward, and I believe that there is still light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, let's go into a highlight first, because I stated in Turf Talk as well, I was really impressed with the Summer Cup this year. I thought it was a fantastic day. I've never seen Turfentine look so user-friendly in terms of the way the whole site was laid out, and I think the turnovers proved it. A massive pick six pull with that carryover as well, and I think the guys have already taken the compliments, and obviously it's a great base to work from going forward.
Sure, and I think it's a good example of what can be achieved, Grant, if everybody works together. It wasn't this wasn't by no means a one-man show. We had a great host in terms of Bidvest, who came to the party, and I think it was a great touch to name the race after Chris, and I think that was a wonderful touch. I also think that we had the guys that put the whole event together, Campbell and Campbell. They've done it now for 3 years, so they're starting to get to grips with exactly what works and what doesn't work. There are a few things we still need to tweak. We weren't happy with where we did the presentations. I think next year we'll do the presentations on the big screen and the big stage in the middle.
Yeah.
So those kind of things, the little things we can now start to improve on. The marketing team did an excellent job in terms of getting the message out there. We had 13,500 people, and that's real people, not staff. So the course was full, and many people said it's the fullest it's been, in the last 10, 20 years. So they did a great job. The trainers came to the party because we saddled up at the back, not at the front. So that made it us able to put on that great halftime show that everybody enjoyed. The groundsmen, fantastic how they came to the party. The course was in immaculate condition. So Patrick and his team played a role. So it was certainly not a one-man show, but certainly shows what can be done. And I think the other part of it was the recovery piece, which the track managers take a hiding if racing gets called off or whatever. But those guys, after the lights turned off, 1 o'clock in the morning, they took 2 bucket loads of rubbish off the inside track, got the tracks ready. So by 5:30 in the morning, when Gary Alexander arrived to work his horses, the track was ready to work. So, you know, I think it's not just how you put the event on, it's how you get it ready for the trainers the next morning. And I think all round it was an excellent example of what can be done if you work together.
The vibe on the course as well was something that really caught my attention as well. Everybody seemed to really be there to appreciate the good horses that were racing. And I think they probably also saw that a lot of effort had gone into putting this day forward. And I just thought it was a tremendous day all around. And the turnovers, you must have been delighted with them.
Yeah, turnovers were fantastic. We grew on-course turnovers and we grew turnover as a whole on the tote. So for the day, it was an outstanding success. And really, that's the important thing. It's wonderful to have people at the course, but ultimately that needs to drive turnovers. Yeah. And when you see the people at the course and you get the turnovers, there were some great initiatives that the marketing guys and operations put together. You know, there was this combined pick six where you could buy a small percentage of a pick six that was tipped. And then the other thing we did was the lucky packet tips, where we put together a package where for 50 Rand you could buy some bets. And I think that was fantastic. We sold a lot of those bets, particularly to the newbies. And that's what it's all about, is to try and, without making people feel that they don't know what's going on and what have you, give them an opportunity to get involved. And so those kind of things worked, and we can grow on, you know, we can learn from that and grow. And I'm sure that it bodes well for future events.
Let's touch on the turnovers, because obviously we've had a stakes reduction, which obviously didn't go down well in all quarters, for obvious reasons. But if you had a look at turnovers, and obviously we do that as presenters, so I'm speaking from that point of view, when we're trying to get pick six pools to a certain mark, to the estimates and all that, they seem to be going up quite nicely. Or is it just a period of time now, or is it me thinking that they're growing? Because for me, and looking at the monitors and seeing where they're going, I think they've been fairly decent.
Yeah, I think the pick six pool, certainly the month-end promotions that we're running are starting to work, because that's when there is money in the market. I know that there are different schools of thoughts in terms of how that works, but certainly that's played a role, because when people see big pools, they want to get involved because they see life-changing money. You know, it's amazing. The pick six on Summer Cup Day paid 5 million Rand. Now that's the kind of thing that people want to go for. So the next time there's a big pool, everyone's going to climb into it. So certainly it has had an impact on the pick six. We're starting to see some nice growth there. Across the totes, we are still struggling a bit. Part of that reason is that we had to downsize our business, and we had some unprofitable shops, and we've closed 25 of those unprofitable shops. But we've done some good stuff working with the bookmakers to put agencies back into the bookmakers, and I'm pleased to say that we've signed a deal with Hollywood, so there will be tote agencies going back into all the Hollywood branches in Gauteng as well as Cape Town, and those are all sitting at the gambling boards for approval, so that should help us start to drive turnovers.
Would that be more than the 25 outlets that you closed in terms of numbers?
Yeah, it would be. So it's around 40 outlets in Pumalelo territory, and another 18, if I remember correctly, in the Western Cape. So, you know, I think those are the kinds of things. The tote one has to look at as a product for everybody. We see it working symbiotically with the bookmakers, because if a guy's in the shop, he can choose which bet he wants to take. If you're not there, you got no chance. Yeah. So I think that's something that's good, and and I'm pleased that we've got that one over the line. And certainly there are other bookmakers who are interested in taking the offer up as well. So hopefully that bodes well for the tote turnovers going forward.
Let's touch on the bookmakers, because obviously Pumalelo has an interest in Interbet that has obviously been going for a long time. And you've started up bettingworld.bet. Tell us a little bit about that.
So from a betting world perspective, we have some issues with our system. It's not as user-friendly as it should be. And bettingworld.bet is a new product that offers a lot more markets that you can play on. A lot more sports. We've got in-play sports. We have got a loyalty program. We offer a broad market of numbers bets, and then also we have a horse racing offer on it. So it's a much broader base, if you want to call it, type of product. And we're excited about it. It's still new, but it's started to show some nice growth. And it's really, it's aimed at the everyday kind of punter, the guy that's not looking for big stretches and big odds. It's aimed at a guy who wants to go on and take a bet and have some fun. It's easy to use. We've got a new payment gateway there, which means it's the money goes directly into your account. So it's a much better experience from a customer service point of view. And we want to see how that goes and probably take that technology and broaden that across our total business, because one of the things we know is if you can't serve your customer properly, you're going to lose them. So, you know, I think this is the start of it. We're testing it, we're working with it. The early results are very good. And if that works well for us, we're going to move into the rest of our business to give customers a better experience, more markets, etc., etc.
Okay, on the bookmaker front as well, there was obviously the purchase of Superbets, and at the Cape Town Kenilworth meeting that was held with Robert Bloomberg in the chair on Monday, one of the questions about Superbets came up, and John Stewart was saying that it has turned the corner as well and it's becoming a much more profitable entity right now.
So, I mean, let's just be clear that Superbets was always a profitable business. I think when we bought the business, 80% of the business was done through sports betting, which runs at a much higher margin. At that stage, they were running at about a 35, 36 margin, if I remember correctly. But the market has changed, and it's changed more towards numbers. So as we rolled out additional shops, numbers was a bigger part of that business, and numbers are at a much lower margin. So the profitability levels didn't pan out quite the same way as you rolled it out. So the business is a lot more reliant on numbers now. But once again, I think the guys at Superbets have had a look at their business model. They've had to take out some costs in order to change their business to suit that, and the business is trading well. So, you know, we can always look over our shoulders and worry about what happened, but I think ultimately it's our business. We're a 50% shareholder, and it's going to contribute handsomely in the future.
And then the final question, because I know you've got other meetings to attend as well, but the question about the 3% levy that was obviously lost to racing. There's been talk about it possibly getting back to racing. And where are we on that front?
So it's a bit too early that I can really say too much. We are in discussions with government, and we are very hopeful that we will come to some sort of agreement. You know, I think the issue that we need to understand is that the funding model of racing was really done in two ways. One was the 3% levy that came back to be used towards racing, and the other was that we had the exclusivity of the tote. And the way that the market has moved, we no longer have an exclusivity on the tote because the open bet is legal, and obviously the bookmakers are entitled to lay the open bet, but that's taken away the exclusivity of the tote. So over time, that has put the funding of horse racing under pressure. And you know, I did make the point on Monday that horse race betting has actually, if you look across fixed odds and tote across the whole market, has actually grown over the last years. It's not that betting on racing, it's just shifted more towards a fixed odds type of product. So you know, those things have impacted the funding of the sport. So we need to get a balance right in terms of that, and that's part of the reason we want as many totes in as many bookmakers as possible, because if we can attract customers back onto the tote, that helps us fund the sport. And I mean, ultimately, I think even the bookmakers out there, they want racing to survive. It's a big portion of all of our businesses, and we need to pull together as an industry to try and take things forward.
If you had one wish for Christmas that could start the new year 2020 off for Phumelela, what would it be?
Well, I suppose I'm not allowed to be greedy, so so one wish is one wish, but certainly I would like to see us get our funding mechanism for racing back onto an even keel, and that's going to take some work in terms of the totes, and also some work with government. But I think if we could get back that funding mechanism, it takes a lot of the pressure off the industry itself, and we can start to grow as an industry. And you know, Monday night's meeting, although there were some you know, tough questions asked, I think it was a good example of if you tell the truth. I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing to hide. If you tell the truth and you are transparent, it does kind of help people get to an understanding. They may not like the answer, they may not agree with the answer, they may not agree with me or like me, but that's the way that it is. And when people understand, it means that they're not listening to rumors, etc., that go around, and you know that can be very detrimental to racing.
I think we've said that on a number of occasions. I think communication in this business is vital at this stage, and I think it was a great meeting that was had, and I thought the guys in front there all handled themselves very well and handled the questions very well as well. But from us, from Breeding to Win, we wish you everything of the best going forward for 2020, Rob. Obviously, there's some nice things that might pan out for you in terms of the Hollywood tote agencies might be able to certainly stimulate turnover for the totes, and if you do manage to get the 3% back, obviously that's going to put you on a much sounder footing as well. So obviously you've got everybody who makes a living in the game right behind you, because we all need you to do well, and thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, and enjoy your Christmas.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks very much. Great chatting to Rob Scott.
And here comes Fire Away! Fire Away in the Danger's Hour.
Well, great to hear from Rob Scott. Always nice to have him on the show too. A new initiative that we're going to bring you next year on Breeding to Win is we're going to be finding out a bit of championship history, going back to some of our equine athletes that have performed so well in the past and are now enjoying retired life. You think of Shay, who stands out at Maritzfontein. You've got the likes of our giant at Klavervlei, and I'm sure there are many, many more. Pocket Power, who's got a new career in jumping, and obviously Captain America, who's residing now out at Steenberg. We're going to ask you to send through if you have a retired champion on your farm. We'd love to come out and see them and just highlight their retirement here on Breeding to Win. So that's going to be a new initiative starting out in 2020.
Hardcore 10, pulls on, running for the wire. Spanish Gallion's going to have a change of luck.
Breeding to Win would like to introduce our viewers to a new and exciting initiative in the new year. We are proud of our equine champions in South Africa and would like to honour our retired heroes. Looking back at their victories and following them in their retirement gives us all such great pleasure and fond memories. Tonight we are showing a few of our special retired heroes, and next year we hope our viewers will submit their own suggestions to us so we may follow your chosen champion and catch up with the connections.
And Pocket Power, the wonder horse, he adds the gold challenge to his tally. What a superb racehorse. He just does everything asked of him.
300 metres mark. Eagle Regiment on the far side. Joy and Fun in the centre from Varsity. Now Shay delivering his charge. And right down the outside is Mr. Big. Shay moves up to Joy and Fun and Eagle Regiment. Shay takes the lead. Shay wins the Elgo sprint. Shay from Joy and Fun and Eagle Regiment. Then Soul Power. Mr. Big, Varsity, Duck Scholar, Great Attack, Moshua Joe, and Spirit Quartz, Russian Soul, Russian Rock, Star Spangled Banner, Medicean Man.
Then comes Spoiled Zulu Warrior, Punta Reno. Yorker gets going towards the inside. Cape Town rides off the middle. Master of My Fate into the clear flashing. They band right across the track. Hill 54. Yorker between runners. We've got Master of My Fate getting going. Down the inside we got Ice Machine. Is Hill 54. He's finding another gear. And Hill 54 is powering home to conquer the next. Hill 54.
Happy Christmas to all our equine heroes.
Master of My Fate behind them. Next in running we have towards the inside Ice Machine. Then came White Flying Fever. Running Anton Marcus for Von Marshall.
Next up, we're going to catch up with Kerry Jack. She's got a few announcements to make on the CTS show and sale that comes out in mid-January. Obviously, it's the Book One sale brought to you by Cape Premier Yearling Sales, and it's going to be a fantastic catalogue. We've seen it. It is out. It's online as well, and a wonderful array of horses, and a sale that boasts some incredible statistics. Let's find out more from Kerry Jack.
We're here in the Champagne Bar at Kenilworth Racecourse. It's been an absolutely fabulous day's racing. We saw the running of the CTS Ready to Run Stakes. It was won by Sean Terry and Pure State. It was a really, really good race to watch. Plenty of runners. And with me is Kerry Jack. We're going to chat about the race. And of course, we're looking forward to the Cape Premier Yearling Sale in January. Kerry, what a day today has been.
It's been fantastic, Fee. A really good day's racing. Well done to Sean, Chris, Vian, guys that won the CTS race, and all the way down to 10th place. Got really good stakes with the feature race for the Ready to Run graduates from last year. And moving on now to the Cape Premier sale. Everyone should have a catalogue by now. We're very proud of it. If they don't, please get hold of us, myself or Kirsty. And also just a reminder that the sale is a week earlier. So if you need any help with accommodation, flights, table bookings, anything at all, please give us a shout. It's the holiday period, but we're in the office, so give us a call if you need anything.
Once again, it's a fantastic catalogue. I think there's 200 odd lots in the catalogue. Beautiful pedigrees, great stallions. And today we've seen some great graduates winning some of the feature races that have come from your sales.
Yes, it was another cracker Green Point, and which was won by Vardy. Vardy was a Premier Sale graduate, and he also has a brother by Gimme the Green Light on the upcoming sale in January. And second was One World, another Premier graduate. So there's always good horses coming off the sale. The stats are actually pretty phenomenal for quite a small catalogue. There've been 36 Group 1 winners and 10% stakes winners from catalogued horses in the last 7 years. So it's a really quality sale, and we encourage everyone to have a good look, and we'll see you in January.
Yeah, I've only just had a quick glimpse, but the catalogue, as I said, is very strong. The sale is on January the 16th. It starts at 1 o'clock. And of course, there's lots of events around the sale as well, so people must try and find out about those and get involved.
Yes, we've specially placed it so we don't clash with any other sales around the world. And it's also the Thursday after the Queen's Plate, which is ideal. And from straight after the Queen's Plate, there will be events, cocktail parties. All the details are in the catalogue. Golf days, the usual sort of build-up, and it's always a fantastic week. And we encourage everyone to be there.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it, and we'll catch up with you again on our first show in January. But for now, if anyone wants to get hold of a catalogue or book a table or find out anything more about the sales, they must get hold of you or Kirsty.
Yes, Kirsty or myself or Josie for accommodation. But we all our details are in the catalogue, and give us a shout.
Well, best of luck. We'll see you in January for another update, and of course we'll see you at the sale. Thanks, Kerry.
Thanks, V.
Always good to catch up with Kerry. It was a fantastic day's racing, the CTS Ready to Run Stakes. And of course, I'm looking forward to catching up with Kerry again early in January for some more details about the Cape Premier Yearling Sale. And of course, looking forward to the sale, which is going to be on the 16th of January. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock, and it really does look like a fantastic catalogue.
Right, and as promised up front, we've got the highlights from our big race day out at Kenilworth on the 14th. And a fantastic race day. It featured the World Sports Betting Fillies Guineas. Obviously, the Greenpoint Stakes as well was going to be a lineup between Hawam and Do It Again. Amongst others, you've got the likes of Vardy, you've got One World, and you've got Undercover Agent too. What a cracking race it was last year. And this year, it looks set to be just the same. And a wonderful day ahead out. Fiona was there to chat to some of the winning connections too. And we'll play out now with our highlights package from the big day held out at Kenilworth.
It's a very big day here at Kenilworth Racecourse. We've got the Fillies Guineas, we've got the Greenpoints, we've got various other big races, and of course we've got the CTS Stakes race as well. So a big day's racing, some top horses out, and it's going to be lots of fun. Already lots of people on course, and I will be bringing you the highlights from today's racing and catching up with some of the winning connections throughout the afternoon.
They got 600 metres left to go, and Pure State has brought them into the home straight. Second place is Rio Quirari. Then comes Cape of Storms. Over the odds is up the inside, and Vidya makes his run towards the middle of the course, and he's got 4 lengths to make up. Rock the Globe is with him. Then comes Pepe and Savvy as they now get towards the final 300 metres. In front is Pure State with Rio Quirari right there. Nvidia towards the outside has got 3 lengths to make up. Then comes Rock the Globe racing away in fourth as they now get into the closing stages. Up the inside is Pure State. Rio Quirari tries for all he's worth, but Pure State doesn't want to know about it. Pure State won it. Second goes to Rio Quirari, and Vidya third, and fourth goes the way of Rock the Globe.
The CTS Ready to Run Stakes has just been run, and what an exciting race it was. It went to number 9, Pure State, from the Sean Tarry stable. It was a real thrill to watch this race, and well done to Vian Smith, who's with me now to talk us through the race. What a fantastic race, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was very, very exciting. You know, Pierre going to the front like that, which I didn't believe was the strategy, but it absolutely worked out. So kudos to him, and it was a real thrill.
It was a competitive race, and lots of horses that were fancied had wide draws, so there was always going to be a bit of a scrimmage to get a good position, but it was a great race to watch.
It really was. It was very exciting, and my voice will be gone by tomorrow, that's for sure. And well done to Sean. Yeah, there was great training feet, and yeah, just well done to everyone. I think everyone had it's so nice with these big races. You buy the horse, and it's a year later you get to come watch the horse, and 16 of the horses from last year sell all together here, and I'm sure a lot of these horses in today's race will go on and do more from here. But I think these sales races really do add a lot of excitement to the racing season, and I'm really happy to come out on the right end of it.
It's absolutely wonderful incentive, and moving the race was the right decision. Obviously, everyone got their chance to race, and the upcountry people managed to get down here, and it was an absolute thrill for them. And Sean Terra's been very lucky in this race.
Yes, he really has been, and it was a really tough decision to move the race, and I was humbled by how supportive, particularly the Cape trainers, were of the decision. And in hindsight, I don't think there was any really other choice to make, given the commercial considerations. And but Sean's had great success in this race. I've bought 2 horses off the sale with Sean Terry. The one was Safe Harbour, who won the race I think 3 years ago, and now Pure State. So I think I'll be buying another one with Sean.
Absolutely, and a bright future for this horse. I must say, won really, really well. And of course, they had the problems with travelling them down and everything, so it was a great win.
Really, really was a great one, and great for Jackson as well. Jackson could end up having a big day today, but he looks like a really smart horse. And I remember when the horse won, Sean said that he felt that the only thing that could catch the horse was the course, and that certainly didn't. and I know Sean was quietly bullish, and obviously had a number of awards in the race with chances, but he was quietly bullish about this one as well, and really happy to see him pass the winning post.
And it's worked out very well moving the race to today, because what a fabulous race day it is. We've got lots of features on the card, and we've got plenty more to come this afternoon.
It really is, and it's a real nice atmosphere around the race. We're all racing in the paddock room, and it seems to be really full inside there, and lots of banter, and it's a successful day all around.
Yes, I've seen lots of fresh faces on course today. It really is a great vibe here. So congratulations, well done to you, and let's enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks, Fee.
Then comes Miss Florida as they work towards the final 400 metres. Celestial Storm to the outside. Princess Rebel, last year's winner. They match each other. Run Fox Run, 2 lengths adrift, is in between them. And now she's got Dead Aim on the leaders. Up the inside is Can You Keep It Secret? Clouds Unfold was further back, but it's Celestial Storm in the lead. Second place, Princess Rebel. Run Fox Run now starting to bear down. And now comes up, takes the lead. Run Fox Run, still unbeaten. Catch her if you can. Run Fox Run has won it. Second goes to Princess Rebel. Then came Celestial Storm. And fourth to Can You Keep It Secret?
Run Fox Run is a very smart filly indeed. She's just won the Southern Cross Stakes in absolutely cracking style. And with me are Craig and Ross Kieswetter to share the celebrations. Certainly the champagne room has been theirs all day today. Congratulations, what a fantastic filly.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously the sound of losing your voice is well worth the win, but just outstanding. These sorts of races and moments, obviously as breeders, but never mind as owners, but also breeders. It's what we work so hard for, and it's obviously well worth it when you get it.
She's an absolutely fantastic filly. She's unbeaten so far, and I heard that you were there when she was purchased in Australia. So it's a great story from the start.
It was actually the very first horse we ever looked at of that wholesale, and to actually get her was a real treat. And thank you to Mom and Dad for making this all possible, and the team that is around this horse is very special as well. So it's a great team effort.
And you're having a fantastic day because you're picking up quite a few top races here, and you put the effort into it, the money into it. It's good to have a payback like this today.
No, it is. It's at the end of the day, it's a business, but it's also a sport. So there's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows and not many highs. So when the successes and the achievements and the good times arrive, you've got to take them as well as you can and enjoy them, but also roll with the punches when it doesn't go so well. But outstanding, really chuffed, and looking forward to one more race for us. Yeah.
What a fantastic string of horses you've got. It's great going forward, isn't it? Great racing.
It's going to be an exciting season, I think, hopefully.
And of course, the fillies, their aim will be to go back to the farm and you'll breed with them later on. Yeah,
that's the plan. Obviously, we love our fillies, and we'll see what happens with the colts. But the sales season's coming up, so that's also going to be exciting for us, and we'll see how that goes.
And it's lovely to see the winning pictures afterwards, because you've got the whole family involved. Your ladies are all there, and it's just a great picture to see all the family interested and keen and always coming racing.
We've got to drag Dad there to the photos, but it's he likes to stay in the back, and he's obviously the one that makes it all possible with Mom. And like Ross said, we've got a fantastic team. We've Craig and Amanda Carey, obviously Ross and Carla, and we're putting together what we believe is a brilliant operation moving forward. So for us, it's exciting times on the track, but also exciting times off.
Well, congratulations to you all as a family, and I hope to be chatting to you again after the next one.
I hope so. Thank you. Thank you.
It's One World who's come forward to pick it up at the rail. Head Honcho is outside of that. Rainbow Bridge is just in behind the leaders. Vardy is deeper out in the track. They race down towards the final 300. One World is in front. Vardy's coming home strongly. Between them, Rainbow Bridge deeper out in the track. Then Do It Again is trying to get into it, but Vardy has come to the lead. Rainbow Bridge is coming back at him along the inside, but Vardy is powering away in the closing stages. One World trying more, but Vardy goes on to win it, and to win it well. One World in second. Rainbow Bridge pack leader, Undercover Agent, Do It Again further back, Head Honcho and La Favorari.
Then we go back to Sailing Ship. She's racing away in fourth, Cockney Pride. Larentina, that's in the orange sleeves and the blue cap. Mississippi Burning makes her run towards the inside. Cockney Pride, True to Life, Kelpie, Dynastic Light, they all gang up towards the outside. 300 metres left to go. Pretty Young Thing, third runway's a length down. In between them is Mississippi Burning, and she's running a huge race. Mississippi Burning went up and took the lead. Nothing to come from Pretty Young Thing. Third runway, Larentina, but Mississippi Burning, what a win. What a day for Craig Zaki and Adam Marcus. Mississippi Burning won it second, close driving Miss Daisy, and third runway involved. Then came Kelpie, Larentina and Drama Queen.
A huge congratulations must go to Adam Marcus and Craig Zaki. These two young men today have taken two of the top races, the Greenpoint Stakes and now the Fillies Guineas, and they were just brimming from ear to ear when I interviewed them in the winner's enclosure. Adam, you must be thrilled to bits.
Absolutely. This is a day you dream of, and when Vardy came home in the style that he did, I thought, can we even top this? And for the filly to win my first Grade 1 was just a dream come true.
It's absolutely fantastic. What a Christmas present. And Vardy had obviously been off the track for some time, but I know you'd put a lot of good prep work in with gallops and everything. But from where he came from in today's race, from the back of the field like that, was just quite amazing.
Absolutely. Fortunately, I've got my dad behind the scenes to give me advice of how to instruct the jockeys to ride these horses. And he said it's his first comeback run. There's going to be quite a bit of pace in the race. We don't want to risk running wide. So we just thought, take a cautious route and just go through the gears. If he's running on well at the finish, that's all we want. And just going through the 400 running past July winners, Met winners on the bit was just sensational. And as I say, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, it's breathtaking stuff. And I must say, you've won both races with tons in hand. I mean, the filly, she's gone and beaten her in a good field and she was going away.
Yeah, her runs up the straight were very, very impressive, and her turn of foot was incredible. And we were of the opinion that if she stays the mile, then she'll be competitive, but not in my wildest dreams would I've thought she would win with so much in hand as she did today.
Well, a job very, very well done today, and you've got an exciting season ahead with these two, I must say. You've got a great string full stop. You've got some lovely horses to work with.
Absolutely. We've got a small string. There's 35 in the yard, but I'm getting the backing of the big owners, and without you're only as good as your support. And so I'm very grateful for all the support from all the Vardy guys and Mr. Ferreira and Des. They've helped me get to this level.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well, I hope you have big celebrations this evening. You certainly deserve it. Very well done, Adam.
I will do. Thanks so much, Fee.
It's been an absolutely thrilling day's racing here at Kenilworth. We've had a little bit of rain, but it hasn't changed the atmosphere and the wonderful winners that have been coming home this afternoon. We've really seen some fantastic horses in action, and there's going to be so much to look forward to for the rest of the season.
Fantastic day out at Kenilworth, and that is racing at the highest level, and a wonderful day had by all, and really does augur well for the big feature races coming up. You think of the Queen's Plate just around the corner now, 2-day festival, the Friday and Saturday, and obviously the Sunmet that takes place early February. Some great racing in store for you in the Cape summer season. Right, we're going to play out the show with the festive season nearing by. You'll see a little bit of what happens behind the scenes with some of the crew out at Breeding to Win. A little bloopers reel for you, just to maybe put a smile on your face going into the festive season. And before I leave you, just a very big, healthy wish for a very prosperous Christmas and New Year for you and your families. And we look forward to joining you back in January 2020. Good night from all of us. Gerrit Viljoen? Who the hell's Gerrit Viljoen?
It's in the dark, you see.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Well, congratulations to you guys as well. Nice win on Wednesday.
Well, the inaugural running of the Kudu Sprint last year was won by Brett Crawford's Bold Respect, and he's gone on to do amazing things since, hasn't he?
The breeding to team went. The breeding to team.
I'll get you that gin and tonic.
Did you know it some more? Okay.
Sitting in the studio while I'm having quality grub and drink and meeting all funny people, not funny people. Let's do a retake. I can't say funny people.
Just what we took these as takeaways. I do it. I'm not even halfway. Have a little sip.
That's fine. Cheers. I've got my Red Bull.
Oh, have you got a little vodka in there?
I have got. That's what's going so easy.
So let's take a look back at what 1923. What year am I in now?
Famous sporting presenter Neil Andrews is.
Famous
sporting presenter Neil Andrews is with me. Goss at Summerhill Stud. Hang on, no.
Yeah, he's got a big head. Not so bad.
The Breeding to Win team are here at the Cloverflay Stallion Day. The Breeding to Win team are here at the Cloverflay Stallion Day.
After a rough workout, eh?
As you mentioned as well, Gerrit Viljoen. Gerrit Viljoen? Who the hell's Gerrit Viljoen? Well, Gerrit Viljoen, who is our Breeding to Win editor, has put together a very smart highlights package. Did I do Gerrit Viljoen? Well, our editor here at Breeding to Win is Jeff, and Jeff's put such a nice insert together for us on the highlights from this year. And let's take a look what he's got in store for us this evening.